And this leads us right into a truly pivotal moment. Russia's really pioneering conservation journey, which largely picked off in the Soviet
A
era.
turning point.
Definitely. A key figure early on was Leo Kaplanov. He started research at Sikhote-Alin back in 1935, and he had this incredibly personal, transformative experience.
Oh, what happened?
A tiger killed his dog, which understandably prompted him to track and wound the tiger in retaliation. But then when he observed the injured animal, it didn't attack him back.
Wow. Even when wounded.
Exactly. It completely challenged all the common beliefs at the time about innate tiger aggression, and it fundamentally shifted his whole perspective.
A powerful lesson.
And building on this kind of evolving understanding was the really critical work of Vsevolod Sozaev. Now, apparently, after pleas from the tiger lobby, the traditional tiger catchers,
The guys who hunted them for a living.
yeah, they saw their future livelihood just disappearing. So Sozaev spearheaded something truly revolutionary, the world's first individual species protection law, specifically for the tiger.
The first. Globally.
That's what the sources suggest. To put this in perspective, this was 1948. Sozaev, then head of hunting administration in Khabarovsk Krai, made this groundbreaking decision to completely ban tiger hunting.
1948. Wow.
That's decades ahead of its time. This was a full 2 decades before major international efforts like the Red Book, the International Endangered Species List, was established in 74, or Indira Gandhi's famous Project Tiger in India.
Truly pioneering for its era.
Absolutely unprecedented. And following his lead, another figure, Abramov, achieved similar success down in primary in 1952. So effectively, hunting was banned across the tiger's main Russian habitat.
Closing the net on hunting.
Right. Now, early live capture efforts, they did have challenges. Often, tragically, it resulted in the death of the mother tiger just to obtain the cubs.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah, and very problematic because, as we know, cubs need that crucial 2 years with their mother to really learn the survival skills, the hunting proficiency they need for adulthood.
A long apprenticeship.
Exactly. But by the mid-1950s, the Soviet Union really cemented its commitment by introducing actual criminal liability for killing tigers.
Putting teeth into the law. And the effectiveness of these early measures, it was pretty remarkable. The population recoveries was genuinely impressive.
From how low?
From a critical low point of maybe just 30 to 50 individuals in the entire region in the mid-1940s.
30. That's terrifyingly low.
It's right on the brink. But numbers rose to about 80 by the 1960s, and then to a much more robust 122 to 148 by 1970. That's based on Kucherenko's extensive research back then. It was a significant and really early conservation success story for the Soviet Union.
A real turnaround.
Definitely. There's also a common misunderstanding of tiger behavior you sometimes see, in viral videos online, where tigers seem unafraid of cars or people standing nearby.
Yeah, I've seen those. It looks like they're bold or maybe sizing people up.
Right, but it's generally not aggression or some kind of calculated cunning. It's more down to their basic physiology. Tigers are sprinters.
Built for bursts.
Exactly. Short, explosive bursts of speed, not long-distance endurance running. So they conserve energy. They simply may not choose to flee from something they don't perceive as an immediate direct threat.
So they're just chilling, basically, saving energy.
Pretty much. Think about the Pallas's cat, the mammal. It's another sprinter. And apparently, it can be relatively easily caught by humans who just walk after it steadily until the poor cat literally can't run any further.
Wow, just walks it down.
Yeah. Now, obviously, a tiger isn't going to be easily beaten with sticks, as one source colorfully put it, but the principle holds. They often physically cannot sustain a prolonged flight after that initial burst. This explains why they might just stand their ground or walk away slowly.
That makes a lot more sense than them being fearless or aggressive in those situations.
Right. And it also helps clarify some common myths about tiger attacks. They're almost never actively hunting humans, and claims you sometimes hear of people fighting off a tiger. That's often human psychology rewriting an experience of intense fear and confusion into a more heroic narrative afterwards.
Understandable reaction, maybe, but not the reality.
Probably not. The simple truth is, if a healthy adult tiger genuinely wants to catch you, it will. Our human reaction time is just insufficient against that kind of speed and power, which really underlines the importance of respecting their power and understanding their actual natural behavior, not the myths.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's fast forward to today. What's the future of the Amur tiger looking like? The current population in Russia, as of spring 2022, stands at approximately 750 individuals,
750.
which is, a powerful testament to those conservation efforts we talked about, but it's still a relatively fragile number, isn't it?
It is. Context is important here. The global total for all tiger subspecies combined is only around 5,700,
So the Amur tiger is a pretty significant chunk of that.
a very critical component. Now, while biologists consider about 500 adult individuals a sort of minimum viable population for any large predator to maintain basic health,
Okay, so we're above that minimum.
we are just. But ideally, a much higher number, closer to 5,000, is actually needed to truly prevent genetic issues cropping up from inbreeding over the long term.
5,000, wow, that's a lot more.
It is. And unfortunately, because of the limited suitable habitat remaining and just the sheer severity of the climate up there, Amur tigers are unlikely to ever reach that 5,000 mark in the wild.
So genetic diversity could be a long-term concern.
It's definitely something conservationists watch closely. And we're also seeing new challenges affecting cub survival right now.
Like what?
Well, the spread of African swine fever, for instance. It's significantly reduced their main prey source, wild boar, in some areas.
Oh, hitting their food supply.
Exactly. This forces the mother tigers to hunt more widely, travel further, which leaves their cubs alone for longer periods, makes them more vulnerable to freezing temperatures or even predation by bears or, sadly, other tigers.
That's tough on the next generation. Yeah, and, if you ever hear talk about tiger overpopulation in the Far East, let's just clarify that myth right now.
Good point.
Tigers naturally self-regulate their numbers based on the available territory and the amount of prey. We see clear evidence of this in well-protected reserves, like Lazovsky. The tiger population there has remained remarkably stable, around 12 adults, for decades now.
They manage their own densities.
Exactly.
Hmm.
It's also worth noting the big difference in lifespan. They typically live maybe 10 to 12 years in the wild under all that stress,
Whereas in zoos,
up to 25 years. Big difference. So a question might be, why don't Amu tigers just, pack up and migrate south to easier
it
climates?
seems logical, right?
But the reality is these vast anthropogenic zones, huge areas heavily impacted by human activity like cities, sprawling agricultural fields, plus natural geographical barriers like deserts, they now effectively block the historical paths south that might have been open centuries ago.
Cut off.
Pretty much.
So, looking ahead, the importance of genetic preservation really can't be overstated. Clean genetic lines of Amur tigers are very carefully maintained in zoos around the world. The Moscow Zoo, for instance, is a key curator for this.
Like an insurance policy.
Exactly. It offers a potential lifeline, a source for reintroduction or genetic rescue for wild populations should severe genetic problems arise down the line. And what's truly unique here is Russia's quite unparalleled expertise in this area.
In what way?
It's one of the very few nations globally with proven, successful methodologies to prepare potentially dangerous predators, like tigers, for reintroduction back into the wild without it leading to dangerous human-animal conflict afterwards.
That's a critical skill.
It is. Other countries that have attempted similar reintroductions have, sadly, often faced tragic outcomes for both animals and people. It really speaks to a profound, perhaps generations-long understanding of these specific animals and their environment in Russia.
Deep local knowledge.
You could say that. And it's always important to remember the Amur tiger's intelligence and really its individuality. Each tiger has a unique personality.
They're not just identical killing machines.
Not at all. Those that survive long-term in the wild are often the ones that have learned a healthy fear of humans and actively try to avoid conflict.
The smart ones survive.
Often, yes. There are some compelling anecdotes that kind of illustrate this intelligence. One story tells of a tiger that shattered a poacher's rifle but left the man himself completely unharmed. Yeah, as if it perceived the weapon as the source of pain or threat, not the human holding it.
That's incredible insight, if true.
Another instance involved a bear, actually, that attacked a vehicle but spared the occupants inside, seemingly viewing the machine itself as the aggressor. These stories, while maybe anecdotal, suggest a more nuanced understanding of their world than we sometimes give them credit for.
Fascinating possibilities.
Ultimately, living in harmony with large predators like the Amur tiger, it's a skill that people of this region seem to have developed over many generations. Continued understanding, continued respect. That can lead to a balanced future, even with ongoing industrial development. Though estimates do suggest the absolute maximum population achievable in their current habitat is probably around 1,000 individuals, including cubs.
So there are hard limits.
There are definite limits. It highlights just how precious those 750 are.
Wow. Oh, what an incredible journey we've just traced with the Amur tiger. A true symbol of resilience, definitely a creature of many names, and just a powerful testament to the impact of dedicated, sometimes pioneering conservation efforts.
Absolutely. From being seen as ancient spirits to facing very modern-day challenges, its story is just so deeply intertwined with ours.
It really is.
And as we reflect on all this, it kind of leaves us with a pretty thought-provoking idea, doesn't it? Despite their immense power, despite the vastness of their taiga home, the Amur tiger's ultimate survival depends entirely on our choices.
Our actions, our understanding.
Right. Our ability to truly understand and respect their unique place in the natural world, rather than just projecting our own fears or myths onto them, that's paramount. And it makes you wonder, what more can we as humans learn from a species that so perfectly embodies adaptation and self-regulation, even in the face of our own relentless expansion?
A really powerful question to end on.